If you're just joining us, this is the Campus Drive Show, and today we are going to be talking about mental health. Okay, so don't go anywhere. We all we all know that mental health is a really broad topic that everyone needs to have an idea about, and also a lot of things that goes on to have a mental problem, or what to know if you see someone with a mental health problem, what to tell the person or how to treat the person and the support you can give to the person. So today, into details, we are going to be talking about the stress of learning and other extra curricular activities. Some students also engage in relationships that, in most cases, go round to affect their mental health. When the term broken heart comes in, the reason why I'm laughing, broken heart there, if you get so the thing that the saying that goes broken heart in there, yes. So this one is broken heart comes in, and even if not that, they tend to waste their time whilst entertaining their girlfriends and boyfriends. In these times, the students are returning to school. We also have new students gaining admissions to various universities in Ghana, and also JHS and SHS students returning to school. So, what is your knowledge about mental health, and what do you know about mental health? So, to join us or get interactive with us, you can text the numbers on your screen. Please, no calls today. Okay, you can only text the numbers on your screen, and your text will come in. Ask your questions if you have any experience, and all that. We can get interactive, or also text us on all our social media platforms, and we are going to get interactive today. Welcome back, and as you can see, I am seated. And when I sit down, that means our guest is here, and she is. You know what? Let me tell you who she is. She's a student at GIJ, the team lead for the Get Out of Depression Foundation. She is also passionate about the SDGs and young people's development. A certified SDG ambassador and the current media and communications director for SDG Ambassadors Ghana. She was crowned the Miss SDG for MasterCard scholarships at GIG, and she's by the name Helena Amwa. Welcome,
Thank you so much,
welcome.
Nikki.
I'm so happy you are here today.
I'm
How are
glad
you
I'm
doing?
here too. I'm good. Like the Christmas money is finished, so
Hey,
yeah.
hi Claire. Hi Claire. Okay, today it's all about mental health.
Yes.
When we say mental health, like what is mental health about?
And to make it very snap, I would say that mental health is all the issues concerning our well-being, our physical well-being, our emotional well-being, our psychological well-being, and even how we relate with other people, how we feel, how we think, and how we act. Simply put.
Okay, so I don't know, but I have a short story that I wanted to say.
Okay.
It was about a friend who had a mental health issue, but you know, when you see someone and someone is behaving some certain type of way, you think, okay, maybe it's normal, so we just need to take her to the hospital and check. And then it became worse, like from worse to worse, because she was like not herself. She was sometimes talking to herself, sometimes emotionally, like she won't even recognize you. At some point, I went to visit, and she actually chased me out of the
Sorry about that. No.
she actually chased me out. So when by the time they saw that it was a mental health issue, it has gone from bad to worse. But she was able to get the help she needed and the support, and then today she's okay. She's better.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, she's really doing well right now. So when you talk about emotions when it comes to mental health, I know it's a broad issue
Yes.
and it's a
Yes.
broad case. So when you talk about emotionally, like how our emotions become all this like mental health thing.
Yeah, I think I get your question very well.
Mm.
From your friend's perspective, one thing that we have noticed working around mental health is that a lot of people that are going through mental health situations don't even know. Personally, I was going through severe depression and anxiety disorder,
Wow.
and I didn't know. It had grown. I think it started from trauma, then it went to PTSD, and then it graduated to severe depression with anxiety disorder. It took me somebody to draw my attention to it that I may be going through a mental health issue. And then fortunately and unfortunately, I got admitted at Ankafor Psychiatric Hospital
Wow.
for a number of weeks and I received the treatment. So I think that one of the basic things that starts with mental health is our emotions.
Yes.
Going through the therapy, one of the things that my therapist always said is that you can't change how people treat you.
Yeah.
We'll get people treating you badly. You get
Yeah.
people, you may be a nice person, but you can't always get people around you to be nice. All we can do is to train ourselves.
Yeah.
Look at how best things affect us and
Yeah.
look at the ways that we can go through to not get affected by things that people do. So I think that everybody may it is good that we are talking about mental health
Yes,
right now
very
so that
good.
everybody will get the idea that there is something called mental health and it's a
Yeah.
disease that you
Yeah.
can be on treatment for, and then you have to be conscious about your mental health, your emotions, the things that you do to yourself, how you treat your own self and how you treat others, because sometimes you don't know what others are going through. Your perception about other people, how you talk to other people, and even your facial expressions to
Yeah.
people can affect them emotionally
Yeah.
and it can even affect their mental health.
Yeah, so like emotionally, let's still talk about a little bit about the
Yes.
emotions. Emotionally, sometimes people feel down. You don't even know the reason why you are down. Sorry, but sometimes you are just down, and then all of a sudden you are just all over the place. Like you don't want to talk to anybody. Like, and sometimes too, it gets to a point where like you even lock yourself in the room. What would you say about that kind of emotion?
I
Like,
think that people even sometimes abuse the word mental health. As human beings, we are humans. Things happen to us. We get breakups. You get
Yeah.
your friends snitching up on you. You get bad grades in school and it affects you. So it is normal. It is okay to not feel okay. It is okay to have emotional breakdowns sometimes. Cries are actually good. You cry and then you feel better.
Okay.
But the thing is, if it becomes consistent for a number of days, for about 2 weeks, and you get to know that your emotions are becoming quite inconsistent, you are sad most of the time, then you have to get you have to be conscious of yourself and say, oh, something may be wrong, and then
Yeah.
I seek help. So I think that our emotions are very important. That is why I mentioned that even the way you treat yourself can affect your own self.
Yeah.
And then the way you see yourself affects the way you see other people. So it is very important that we take care of our emotion. We look at the things around us. We look at the things that we do. Even some of the food that we eat can
Yes,
cause emotional breakdowns. We can look at all these things as well.
So if you have emotional breakdowns, try as much as possible to check your food sometimes and also check what you do around you. For me personally, if I'm down, most of the time I like music a lot. So music helps me to, get balanced, or I like exercising as well. So I just go out, take a walk, do something that makes you happy, something that brings something positive into your life, and I think you're going to be okay. And also try and talk to someone if you know there's a problem or you are feeling some type of way. Try and talk to someone that you trust as well. So you can, to my viewers, you can send in your questions now, and then you can send in your questions, your text messages, your experience, and then anything that you want to know about mental health. And also, I have one question here for you.
Okay.
It says, can you prevent mental health problems?
I think that yes, before you get it, it's preventable
How is it
in some
preventable?
way. some of the mental health diseases are inherited. Something like depression, it can run through the family, and then sometimes you have depression that is caused by circumstances.
Yeah.
So maybe you can get robbed, you can get broken hearted
Yes.
by somebody you're in a relationship with,
Yes.
and then it can make you depressed. So something like that, you can prevent it. Things that are not inherited, you can prevent them. So somebody can say, I did this, I went into this relationship, I saw these red flags and I ignored them.
Yes.
And I still went ahead with it, and then it ended me like this. So the next thing I'll do is I'll do A, B, C, D. These are the things
Okay.
I'll look out for in the person I want to go in a relationship with. This is a red flag, I'm not ignoring it. And then you can prevent yourself from being brokenhearted. So in that particular circumstance, you are preventing yourself from getting mentally stressed. Even stress is a mental health.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
mental health disorder. So you can prevent yourself from getting stressed. You can prevent yourself from getting anxiety disorder. So some of them are actually preventable.
Okay.
But if some things happen and then you're not able to prevent it, and then it grows to the particular point that you have to be put on medication, then it can be managed. So it can't be cured, but it can be managed. I made a point earlier that you can't change the way people react to you. Some people,
Treat you.
yes, some people are actually rude in nature. They see people and they don't want to be nice to people. That's how they are. And if you allow these things to get to you, you increase your chances, or you increase your mental health disorder, and then you have to be put on more medication.
Okay.
So yes, in a way, it can be prevented, like some of the issues I talked about.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can exercise, you can look at your diet, you can give positive affirmations to yourself. So when you come to my room and you look at my wall, I have affirmations on my wall. I
Yeah.
wake up in the morning, I say, I am beautiful, I am strong, I can do this, I can do that. Yes, those are some of the ways you can use to prevent yourself from getting stressed, getting depression or anxiety disorder or something like that.
All right. So you heard all that, and that's like literally it. So you know what? Let's go for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
The goal of Heritage Christian College is to inspire its students to define their purpose in life by equipping them with the right skills to make them employable. Heritage Christian College seeks the evolution of each student through entrepreneurship, ethics, philanthropy, and technology. These values, we believe, would unfurl their wings and allow them reach their full potential and achieve their dreams.
Join us now for a world-class university education and experience the HCC difference.
Welcome back, and on today's show we are talking about mental health. We all know that it's a broad topic to talk about. So if you're just joining, you just sit down and then listen to what we have to say to continue. Okay. So, Madam Helen,
Yes, dear.
you see, right now we have newbies going to school,
Yes.
and they are so happy. They are so happy about going to school.
I saw some of the freshers on GIJ campus and I see the way they are walking around. I'm like, oh, just chill
Calm
down.
down.
GIJ will stress you. Like, I'm just
Calm
waiting
down.
for them.
So, do you think sometimes we expect a lot of things in life, and even when it comes to going to school, we expect, it goes like, if I remember when I was going to school, I was like, I'm going to learn, like I'm going to learn. It's like I had already planned my schedule even before I got the schedule for classes for classes.
Right?
And then when you get the classes, first years are normally very stressful. So the stress that comes with it, and all the new friends you make, and everything that goes on in school, you even meet people, maybe like a relationship thing, first year, fresh idea. You be a fresh, you get everything fine, fine, fine. Do you think when things go wrong on campus, like your studies don't go well and all those things, do you think it affects your mental health?
Yes. One thing that my cousin and I used to play this game. He says a word, and then you say the thing that comes up in mind when you hear that word. So when he mentions school, the first thing that comes into my mind is stress. So he mentions school and I say stress. So I think that the way our educational system is in itself is quite stressful. Our parents are expecting a lot from us. We have expectations from ourselves.
Yes.
Our lecturers are expecting a lot from us. And sometimes even the competition in school wants to
Yes.
keep you going.
Yes.
So I think that some way, somehow, stress has become part of our education. Stress has become part of Ghana's education. But there are ways that students can maneuver their way around.
Yeah.
So we go for lectures. Sometimes you sit in class 6 hours straight and you have not even eaten. It can even affect you because scientifically it has been proven that when you eat quite well, especially in the morning when you
You're
don't eat,
able to.
yes, it releases some kind of stress from you. And apart from even the breakfast, eating itself is good. And then maintaining putting a lot of pressure on your brain can also cause a lot of stress. And I mentioned earlier that stress is a form of mental health disorder.
Yes.
So I think that yes, one thing that these pressures have come can do, just as you mentioned earlier that especially the first year is quite stressful. I think that one of the things that we can do to release that kind of mental pressure for our own self and emotional stress for our own self is having some kind of how do I put this? Having some kind of plans for ourselves, and then
Sometimes the plans don't work.
I know, right? Sometimes, especially we all make New Year's resolution, and the year comes and we go by it.
You draw your plans, like you write them down.
One thing that has been proven
And then the
is
school will tell you that, hey, the school will tell you that, hey, this plan that you like, I don't go there.
so making a conscious effort. In our nature, we are lazy. We are lazy people. We may want to be lazy. We may want to find other ways like going out and chilling. We may want to do that. But and I think it's good. It kind of releases some stress. So let me shift away a bit. When COVID-19 came, the World Health Organization made a report that the rate of depression has increased 3 times its initial rate. All these were due to the fact that there were isolation. People were not getting in touch with other people. People were not allowed to go out and have fun. The ban on social events
down,
and
literally.
yes. So it is good. I think that another thing that the students can do is having time to wind down. When I'm saying wind down, sleep can be a form of wind down. Having time to relax, taking short vacations for themselves. You can take vacation a day. You can sometimes when you have money, you can get yourself some Coke, even if it's one city Coke.
Just go to a restaurant somewhere chilled, go and sit down, just buy one Coke. For when you
and if you do this from the very beginning, you kind of get used to it, and then you know how to go with the system as time goes on. So they can start with this for a while, know how to manage their academics with personal stuff. Sometimes personal stuff can come in the way, and then you lose track of yourself. But if you are very concerned about your mental health, if you are very concerned and particular about the things you want to achieve, and I think that is one of the ways that the people can go around the stress or any form of mental health disorders, and they will become okay.
So this is 2022. Don't let anybody stress you. In fact, I know that school is very stressful. So you have to find ways and means to manage them. Like, if you, like I always say, if you think you're going through too much stress, talk to your parents, talk to your friends that you can trust, and also try and do things that make you happy. Me like this, like I said, going out, having fun. If you don't have the money to go out, sometimes outside your hostel camp, you can just go and sit down there on your phone, the internet. Then you'll be calm, you'll be okay to do that, and then it can help you. It goes a long, long way to
And
help you.
another thing is, I realized that Ghana's the way our educational system has become. You know, one of the things about mental health is because of the stigma that comes with mental health. A lot of people don't want to share their problems. A lot of
Yes.
people don't want to tell somebody that I feel I'm depressed or I feel I'm going through this, because people, even sometimes in a relationship, you tell your boyfriend, oh, you were diagnosed of depression, and they'll be like, oh, so my
Nothing to-
girlfriend is mad. Everybody sees any form of mental health, even stress, to be madness. They
Yes.
think it's schizophrenia. But I think that if we all get this education that we are getting right now and we make use of it, you know that somebody going through mental health disorder even needs more love
Yes.
than the love that you've been giving to. If you are friends with people who we see that are sad most of the time, are getting, sometimes people are very social, and then with time you see that they are getting distracted, they are
Yes.
getting some alone time for themselves, or they are getting indoors for a longer time.
Yes.
Then
You should know that there's
yes,
something wrong.
Yes.
Or you reach out to the person and then ask questions. Some people will tell you, some won't. But sometimes you need to like push a little. Don't push too much, because you might, go out of your boundaries. But just push a little and then ask questions. Because some people, like you said, are really sociable. So if they are not maybe on the Instagram, they are not punctual, you're not seeing their posts, you're not seeing them, this thing, you can contact them and then ask questions on what is going on and help them in some way. So how do you support a mental health patient?
when I get people coming to our
Oh,
doors.
people come to you.
Yes, we actually work on mental. Even though our name is Get Out of Depression, we don't just work around depression. We work
Okay.
around mental health. So
Okay.
we do mental health education in schools, SHS
Okay.
schools, tertiary schools, and then even in churches.
Nice.
Then, as a low income country like Ghana, one of the major causes of mental health disorder is stress.
Yeah.
Stress that comes with unemployment. Because a lot of people complete school and they're not even getting job, and then it becomes a burden on them. Some
Yes.
people even take their lives.
Yes.
It may amuse you to get to know that in every 40 seconds somebody commits suicide. So that is the bridge that we want to sew up. We want to reduce that, and then with time even put a stop to it. So one of the things we look at is also giving people entrepreneurship training, so that they can start their own businesses.
Wow.
They can become their own bosses
That's
and
good.
get something to fend for themselves. So we get a lot of people coming to our doors, and sometimes it is even difficult getting them to tell you their stories, because I said earlier that it's difficult to
Open up.
yes.
Because you don't know who to trust.
So we actually have mental health practitioners on our team.
Okay.
We have psychologists, we have psychiatrists,
Okay.
we have medical officers, and then we have some of us that most of our team members are people who themselves have been through one or the other mental health issues,
Okay.
and they have their experience. So as the psychologist and the medical officers take you through the things that you need to go through, then we also support you with our stories.
Okay.
So I mentioned earlier that I was diagnosed of severe depression with anxiety disorder. It's brought a decline in my academics. My grades started to go down. I was very social, and then I started to become the reserved type. I wasn't going
Antisocial.
out. Yes. And you mentioned in my profile that I'm very passionate about young people's development. So I work with a lot of organizations. I work with Curious Minds. I work with CCE.
Oh, okay.
I work with a lot of organizations. Then I started to stop all these things. So we use ourselves as an example. Oh, I have this and this and this and this, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You
Yes.
look at this person. This person went through this, but when the person put their mind to what they are doing, they became this. Look
Yeah.
at some of us. We actually wanted to stop school at this stage because our GPA was going down, down, down. I used to tell my friends that you people will come to my graduation and I'll graduate with third class.
Oh.
So
You were saying that?
yes, I was saying that actually.
Did you know you were saying that, or that was when you
It
break
was-
down?
It was actually intentional. I was like, hey, the way my GPA is going down there,
Wow.
it's like a car descending from a hill. But God has been good. We are coming up. So we use all these stories to tell the people. Sometimes it's not on an official level. I get some of my friends who get heartbreaks and even jovially, but very conscious of the things that we see so that we don't hurt their feelings more.
Yes.
And I think that everybody can do that. Each and every one of us has the potential to be of help to people who are going through mental health disorder. Even our parents.
Yes.
Sometimes we think that the little ones don't have, the experience. But when you even get to know what GHS students know
I
right
tell
now,
you,
it will
I
shock
tell you
Some
what
of them
my
are
JHS kid brother can tell me. Sometimes I sit down and I think, is it this word that told you what you just telling me?
So yes, I think we can all be good
Sometimes
friends.
you can talk to your kid brothers. You think they are
Yes,
just kids, but
yes.
they can tell you and help you a lot.
Yes.
Sometimes but they have a lot of information
I mean,
because of their naiveness. When you think about it, you're like, okay, it makes sense sometimes.
we can give people compliments. It has
Yes,
been proven
yes.
to
In Ghana, you compliment somebody. Oh, sis, your dress is nice. The eye should really be practice.
I think
But
it's a
yes,
good
we should
thing.
practice
Yes.
that a lot. Giving people, if you see somebody's hair that is nice, probably where the person's mind is cry is this thing. But you can give your hair is nice. That's nice. So yes, we'll go for a quick commercial break and then we'll be back with more information. Stay tuned.
Usua biribi wɔ media mu ana wopɛ sɛ ohunu biribi biara ɛfa media ho enso eche kra Heritage Christian College Media Training School wɔ hɔ ma yɛwɔ akyerɛkyerɛfo a wakwadere yie wɔ adetwerɛ mu na yɛn studio ne yɛ newsroom deɛ edi twam wɔn nsɛmtwerɛ mu no yɛkyerɛ biribi te sɛ kaseɛbɔ akenkan ɛne nteteɛ ne sinitwa ɛne ntrasoɔ ne bebree a ɛkeka ho wɔ multimedia mu nso yɛkyerɛ biribi te sɛ sini mfoni asiesie mfoninitwa ne bebree a ɛkeka ho yɛbɛtumi nso aboa ama wo de na ɔtwepɛ asunya biribi wɔ nkitahodie adwuma ahodoɔ nyinaa mu ɛsan sɛ yɛwɔ yɛn kasafo nti abere biara yɛma yɛn adesuafoɔ kwan ma ɔkɔ yɔ deɛ yɛatwerɛ wɔn adesua dan mu no Heritage Christian College Media Training School yɛma wo nea wobɛhia biara wɔ nkitahodie mu.
Welcome back, and if you just joined us, this is the Campus Drive Show, and we are here talking about mental health. And I advise you take a seat and then listen to what we have to say. So you were talking about you having a team and doctors and all those things. So if someone comes to you to ask, to want to get information or want help, what are the processes, and do they have to pay or something?
For now, we are not receiving payment. The only thing that we do, if it comes to the counseling session, we already mentioned that we have therapists or we have psychologists on our team.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even have to come to us in the first place because we have monthly discussions on mental health.
Okay.
So we bring, if it's a topic, the last one we did was mental health and COVID-19, the nexus, mental health and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And I think we also, yes, I've forgotten the other topics.
So
but
how do they get in touch? Like, how do they No. Is it on Instagram?
Yes,
On WhatsApp?
we have an Instagram page, Get Out of Depression. We have a Facebook page, Get Out of
So
Depression.
the topics are on there.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have our contacts also available. So anybody that needs our help can contact us, and then we'll lead them to the right person to speak to. So
Okay.
our secretary is available for contact, and then our secretary will direct you to our team psychologist, or the people, the professionals on the page that we really need to talk to. But one of the things is that if you would have to be put on medication, or if you need admission, that
Yeah.
kind of goes out of our hands. One of the thing also is that the NHIS does not cover for mental health.
Okay.
So your medication and all, what we can do is to take a part of your payment, or sometimes we can work around with the social welfare unit of the hospital. That one,
Okay.
they can help you if they know you're not working and they are going through a lot of stress
Okay.
and things, and yes, they
Okay.
can help you kind of reduce the amount of money you pay for your medication. But if there is no medication involved, then we just take you through the processes, contacting us, and then directing you to the needed personnel that can help you.
Oh, okay. So we have few questions. There are some few questions coming in, and I know how you people can be sometimes. So you relax for us, okay? So this one says, this is true and a big thing in the life of students at all levels. It has a major bearing on academics of the student a lot. Therefore, I would say that every student needs help on the subject matter. Yes, like we were saying, every student needs help. Wherever you are, however, your classes and everything is having a toll on you, try and talk to somebody, and then like ask for help, seek for help, so it doesn't go from bad to worse. Okay. This one also said, this is really an important topic. Students sometimes experience depression without knowing. It is good to seek help. Yes, please seek help. If you realize that your emotions are not balanced, like sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, you just do things out of nowhere and you don't even know what you did at the end of the day, please. Sometimes you might not know you have depression, or you don't know you have anxieties, you don't know you have all the signs of mental health. What are some of the signs of mental health?
So one of them is the person. If the person was social, the person becomes kind of reserved, and then you lose interest in the things that used to interest you. So if you used to find movies very interesting, or hanging out with friends very interesting, you don't find it interesting anymore. You don't want to go out with your friends. You don't want to watch movies anymore. You don't even want to listen to music anymore. Then it also affects your diet. You don't have appetite for food.
Yes.
And then you start to lose weight or gain weight, depending on who you are. Some people gain weight, some people lose weight. So if you are gaining weight, sometimes it's not that you're becoming rich. Sometimes it's
The abnormal weight gainers. You have to check yourself.
Then other people, it's either they sleep a lot or they have insomnia. So they have difficulty sleeping. So you can also check that maybe you didn't used to sleep a lot. Now every little time you want to sleep, or every little time you're sleeping. If it becomes very consistent, then you may want to check that. Or if you used to be somebody who didn't have difficulty with sleep, but of late you don't even feel like sleeping, you have to toss on the bed for a while before sleep comes, and sometimes you just have short sleeps, then it also becomes a problem. So these are some of the few things. You can lose weight, you can gain weight, and then you can even speak of the decline in academics as well. So sometimes you may see a very good student and the person declining. Teachers may not understand. I feel like it's a collective duty. It's a collective effort. Parents may not understand what the child is going through. Teachers may not understand. And they cane the child in the house, they cane the child in the school. But for all you know, this person needs help. This person is
just
going through
talking
mental.
to the person.
Yes.
So this one also says, please, this is Eva Labi. Please, I want to congratulate Helena and also say she should keep it up. We love it.
Aww,
Thank you. Maybe they don't love you somewhere. Okay, she got your message, and let's talk about what are some of the advices you're going to give, should I say, particularly people on campus.
I would say that the education system is already stressed, so you don't need any more stress. If you are going out with somebody that is giving you stress, you may want to reconsider that relationship. Your mental health is more important than anything else. Mental health affects all other area of our lives. It even affects our spirituality. Sometimes you feel like you're going through a lot that God has abandoned you. That is why people may not even look at what God has said about them and may want to take their own life. So you know what you want. You don't settle for less. Then you can do things to also release the stress on you. You can listen to music. Music is very good.
Yes.
You can watch movies. You can exercise. Exercise is very good. You also have to watch your diet and then get some time to wind down. Don't stress yourself too much. The lecturers can go their way to make you stress, but you also have to find your own very ways to
Calm
wind
down.
down. Yes.
Okay. Try and calm down anytime you're feeling anxious about anything or you're feeling stressed about anything. Don't let, like I said, don't let anybody stress you. It's 2022. The only thing that should stress you are your books. Yes. But that one too, if it's stressing you too much, you have to find a way to tone it down. Thank you very much, Madam Helena, or should I say?
Oh, Helena is fine. But I want to say another thing that
Okay.
if anybody is going through anything, you should just know that there are people there to love you. God loves you. We love
Definitely.
you. We need you. And suicide is not an option.
Not an option.
Anytime suicide crosses your mind, know that a lot of people are waiting on you. Your future would affect a lot of people. You have a lot of people to impact. Your smile, it makes somebody wants to leave. Somebody sees the way you dress and wants to leave. So don't ever try to take your own life. And don't ever allow stress to stress you. Just stress.
Don't allow stress. Maybe I'm emphasizing on the stress because this life on casa COVID-19 is already stressful. Like these ways of life are already stressful. Why would you allow stress to stress you? No, please do something that makes you happy. Thank you very much for coming, and I really want to have you on the show again because it looks like you have a lot of loved ones, but we are far behind time, so we can't talk much. But we are definitely coming back to talk about mental health because it's a broad issue that we really need to talk about. So thank you very much for coming.
Welcome.
And if we have any questions, if you have anything, you can. If you have any questions for Madam Helena, you can text us on the numbers below, or you can follow her. Do you have an Instagram page? That I can follow?
On Instagram, I'm Abba Pietua.
Okay.
And then on Twitter, I'm also Abba Pietua. And on Facebook, I'm Helena Amwa.
Okay, so if you don't have anybody to talk to, she put her handles there. She's on Instagram, she's on Twitter and Facebook. Yes, so you can call her or text her directly on there, and then she said she's always available. It's not today, she's not there tomorrow. She's always she's always there for you. So please don't take your life. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxiety about anything, anxious about anything, please contact her and she's going to give you the help you need. Okay, we'll go for a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.